June 2020 for you as an Aries rising has a definite focus on home and family, rooting you back to life for this month. If you're excited to dive into what the astrology, what the tarot cards, and what the oracle deck cards have to say for you and your rising sign this month, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. Hi, I'm Maren. I am a professional astrologer, current philosophy student, and witch proudly out of the broom closet. I combine traditional Hellenistic astrological techniques with modern psychological counseling dynamics in order to provide grounded spiritual guidance. So diving right into it, this month does not have that many transits, but the transits it does have are very, very vital and pivotal. So we're going to take a deep dive into what those are. We start out on the 5th with a lunar eclipse, aka a full moon in Sagittarius, which will span your 3rd, 9th house axis. So there's a full video on this full moon lunar eclipse linked down below if you would like to check that out. But this is a huge karmic reshift marking the beginning of an 18-month focus for you in your life around short-term travel and or nearby lower level communication into higher level communication and foreign travel. So like short-term information processing is really accentuated, whereas long-term decision making or long-term goal setting is more what you're letting go of. So there's an increased focus or a new structure reinforcing your focus around the immediacy of information. You might be going back to relearn some type of rudimentary course, look back at skills that you've learned. You might be teaching in a way that is elementary or introductory. There's an increased focus for you for the next 18 months around those topics. And this lunar eclipse is marking a high point around relationships. So there might be a chapter ending that presupposes further commitment to a chapter developing specifically in your 3rd house. So that would be around short-term travel, siblings, communication, and a letting go of things around your 9th house of foreign travel, higher philosophy, and spirituality. Moving to the middle of the month, on the 18th, Mercury stations retrograde in your Cancer 4th house. There's a full video out on this upcoming Mercury retrograde as well if you want to take a look at what the whole transit collectively is going to entail, linked down below. But for you, this Mercury retrograde will be in your Cancer 4th house around home, family, and property. So the reanalysis and the recommunication for you is going to be around the roots of your life. This Mercury retrograde is not particularly abrasive or difficult or scary. It's more so, having to deal with emotional reanalysis, and you might very well be renegotiating a living situation or one around parents, family, the people close to you, and what those relationships entail. On the 20th, the sun will then enter your Cancer 4th house. So by the end of the month, your focus is really turned towards the roots of your life, your home, your family, your property, and that being where you are focused on putting your time and energy towards. On the 21st, there is a solar eclipse, aka a new moon on steroids, in your Cancer 4th house. Another full video on this solar eclipse down below. This is a really, really nuanced, really interestingly profound new beginning, so I recommend you check out the video. This will be in relation to home and family. You're probably going to have to deal with a new living situation, either with your family, your parents, your property in general, as a way to deal with the impending ideological changes in the world. Like, the collective impact of what's happening is changing up your living situation, especially in terms of the next 6 months being of changes. On the 25th, as the month ties up, Venus is stationing direct in your Gemini 3rd house. So Venus has been retrograde in your Gemini 3rd house, asking specifically for a reanalysis of relationships with siblings, with neighbors, with those close to you, with like friendships and one-to-one level, really like acquaintance level relationships that aren't super, super serious, but that are day-to-day. There might have also been a return to passion projects around writing, rudimentary elementary courses like I mentioned. And now that Venus is stationing direct, there's a new moving ahead that is going to come in the months to follow. So instead of being further reanalyzing, you will be driving forward anew. On the 27th, Mars will then enter your Aries first house. Mars entering the first house can be an introduction of commitment to physical activity, to really getting shit done with your physical body, with your identity, what you want to pursue. Do be wary about either one, coming off too aggressively, or two, getting into like little scuffles or accidents or physical tumults. Like just be careful that you aren't cutting fingers off and whatnot with Mars in the first house. It's a great transit for the months to come where Mars will be in the first house to put your energy toward good use, whether that is your physical body or really working on self-development. Mars in the first house, especially when you, as your chart, your ascendant ruler is Mars, this is a pertinently aggressive, driven transit that you can make the most of, specifically if you want to, commit to working out during this time. Finally, the month ends with, the chill, I'm kidding, this is not chill, the alignment of Jupiter conjoining Pluto on the 30th in Capricorn in your 10th house. This is an illumination of the expansive crisis around career for you. There's been some ebbs and flows in the workplace, and this is another high point of realizing the consequences of certain actions in the workplace. So just be wary about the crisis really expanding in career and public image for you by the end of the month. It's not necessarily bad or good, it's just hella dramatic. So root down in your family life in preparation for that coming up. So if you have any thoughts coming up as an Aries rising, any stories coming up you want to share, any thoughts you have with your chart in these transits, let me know down below. I would love to hear from you. Otherwise, we will go into the Dark Angels Tarot deck for a little card pull for Aries risings. So we have the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands deals with a celebration of an initial high point. So it's not the culmination, it's not the end game. It deals with like getting into a relationship and like celebrating at how wonderful the person is before you really get to know them. That's a good envisionment of what the celebration kind of is. So it's a good thing to appreciate what is coming up right now, the good feelings, and know that there's still work to be done as you get to the true high point. So next for June, let's pull a Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck card for Aries rising. We have Witch's Hat, Power. This is a fairly new deck and I have not pulled this card, so let's read from the book a little poem about it. Witch's Hat, Power. Repeats from the past hold you in fear. They keep you back when you're so near. Your strength reclaimed grows by the hour. Now step back into your self-power. This magic has worked with harm to none, so mote it be there it is done. So reclaiming your power, maybe this deals with drawing boundaries around home and family. Maybe this deals with like talking with a landlord or your living situation, because the emphasis for you in your chart is so clearly on home and family and property this month. And the big shifts around that and a final like ending kind of to a chapter, that it's likely asking for you to pull out your witch's hat around that and do some things. So with that being said, like, subscribe, let me know down below any thoughts that you have, what this is looking like in your chart. I'm so interested to hear your stories. Sending so much love during this period, and see you in the next one.
But there is one thing you're all